Some days are definitely rougher than others down here at the inlet, and today is one of those such days. Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at beautiful Haulover Inlet here in Miami. And as you can tell, Haulover is absolutely firing today. I'm not sure how many boats we're going to see go out. When it gets this rough, obviously things definitely slow down. But we still always see a few brave souls come out and try it. Now, this one's not that uncommon. Typically, a lot of the boats we'll see go out on these days will be things like we're witnessing here, where we'll see law enforcement, Coast Guard, other vessels of that sort wind up going out because they'll use it as big water training. I mean, it's not something you can definitely duplicate on a calm day. So one of the only ways they can really get this in is on a day when it's firing like this. But your average boater probably should decide to stay in on this one. But again, we're going to see how our captains fare as they all get out here, and what few of them will try it today, step in the ring and try and do battle with a very angry haulover. But I have a feeling this one could be rough. And this, of course, is going to bring us to the first round of our competition. And here in the first round, the boats are going to toss a Midnight Express in the ring to see if they can go out there and get on the board early. I really am curious to see how this day goes, but our Midnight is blasting their way out. They have this boat almost kind of up on plane. They hug the north side of the inlet, trying to sneak their way out. Man, they don't look bad for as rough as it is. I don't expect craziness today from the boats. Nobody's going to come flying out full throttle, just straight blasting it, unless they've got some kind of death wish, because it is just that rough. You can see the breaking waves and the whitecaps out in the background, but our guy looked pretty solid, and this is usually when you can tell it's rough. When we're behind the inlet, they've literally forced us off the inlet because it's too dangerous to even be on the inlet itself filming. But our crew here in the Midnight winds up working their way out. As we mentioned earlier, they hug that north side. They wind up out into the rollers, and they wind up with no issues. Now, once again, I don't know what to expect, what I'm going to see with anybody coming out here really just flying out, but I think pretty much anybody who makes it out safely today is going to get a win. I mean, you can see the tower here on this boat has to be 8 or 9 foot from the water line, and you'll see after they go over some of these big waves, it completely disappears. That gives you an idea of what size seas these guys are out there battling, and it's a rough one. But this crew, I don't know where they're going or why they're going there, but I have no choice because they kind of make it out on what's a terrible day, but to go ahead and give them a win here in the first round, which is kind of a surprise. I expected this one to go the opposite and Haulover take some big wins early, but it's going to bring us into the second round of our contest. And here in the second round, the boats are going to toss a Tiara in the ring to see if they can go ahead and keep that momentum going. And our crew is taking that super slow roll approach. There we go. They start to lean into the throttles now, which is what they need to do, kind of hugging the north side of the inlet again, but they want to keep that bow up as they start working their way out into these bigger waves. Right now, they look pretty solid. They've got the boat just getting it up enough on plane to keep that bow moving forward and keeping it. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Right there, they catch a breaker right in front of them. Fortunately for them, it was timed just right. If they would have been there just a little sooner, I think that one would have gotten ugly and they would have wound up stuffing it hard. But Cap works his way through, and they're just absolutely going right over these monster rollers as they make their way out of the inlet. And somehow again, here in the second round, another boat out there battling huge waves and seems to be doing pretty solid as they work their way out. I was really expecting more people to come out here today and wind up absolutely struggling. But here you can see from the inlet cam, when we get the second angle in, they look good. Waves are huge. I mean, it's absolutely every bit of 8 to 12 foot out here today. I know camera never does it justice, so you've got to look for your deciding factors, which is, again, look at how low the tower went when it kind of dips down to the waves. To give you an example, this Tiara has a bridge clearance at the bottom of the hardtop, not the stuff you see above that, of 10 foot 4 inches. So every time we see that almost kind of disappear behind the waves, you're talking about a 10 foot gap. I mean, it is huge here today, and again, most people, it never translates well into the camera, but this really is impressive watching this boat go out. And again, round 2, the boats take a win. which is going to bring us to the third round of our competition. The boats are up 2-0, which leaves Haulover in trouble. The boats can shut this 5-round contest down early by taking a win here in the third round, and Haulover may be in trouble. We've got the Coast Guard coming out with a safe boat. Let's see how they wind up faring as they work their way out. Again, we've seen a lot of these types of vessels going out today because big water training is real, and this is where they get to do it. So our crew looks pretty solid, working their way out of the inlet. You can see the water rushing over the top of the inlet coming down. And man, our guy has this boat barely up on plane, working their way out through the rollers, really starting to pick up speed here and keeping the pace going and looking pretty solid. And as you would imagine, this crew is not going to have any issues battling these waves and wind up taking a win for the boats, which means a huge upset on an absolutely firing day down here at the inlet. The boats are going to win 3 rounds in a row, ending this contest early and taking the win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.